Hi, welcome to the PhoneArena video review of the Nokia C3 Touch and Type, the latest in Nokia's Touch and Type line of handsets, offering a touchscreen experience with a numeric keypad. This follows from the X3 Touch and Type, which we thought was great, however was a little bit plasticky. This, with a stainless steel body, should plug the holes, so let's see if it does. Taking a look at the screen, at 2.4 inches with a resolution of 240 by 320 pixels, it's pretty good. It's not great, but having said that, with Series 40 on board, it's not a visually demanding UI, and therefore won't need a really high resolution screen. Brightness levels are good for the most part, and viewing angles are pretty okay. They're not fantastic, but again, we wouldn't really expect this to be a real video player, and they're not bad to the point of being detrimental to the phone experience. It's a resistive touchscreen, and so as you can see, offers resistive touchscreen technology. It does require a bit of pressure to wade through menus, but it does take no time to get used to. Below the screen is a call and an end button, and a numeric keypad. It offers a conventional numeric keypad unlike the X3 Touch and Type, and this is priceless as after a day's use we found ourselves able to type a text message without looking at the numeric keypad. There's nothing to the left hand side of the phone, while to the right is the camera button, the lock button, and the volume rocker. On the top of the handset is a micro USB port, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a 2.5mm Nokia charging port. And to the back of the phone is a 5-megapixel fixed focus camera with an LED flash and a loudspeaker. Take off the battery cover, which is lovely in stainless steel, and you can find a SIM card slot and a micro SD card slot. We didn't get a micro SD card slot with our unit in the box, so we assume you're probably going to have to purchase one in order to get full functionality out of the handset. As far as the overall weighting of the device goes, it feels great. It feels a lot more high-end than the price would suggest. So if you're looking for a cool feature phone, but more to the point, a phone that feels fantastic in the hand, even better than a lot of the higher-end Nokia phones such as the C6, and a lot of high-end Android phones, for example, such as the Xperia X10, then this could be the way to go if you're not too fussed on having a smartphone. The Nokia C3 Touch and Type won't throw any curveballs your way as far as the interface goes. With Series 40 on board, everything's pretty predictable. The Go-To menu gives you a drop-down of key functions which you can change, and you can also change your home screen functionality, which is great, considering this is a feature phone, not a smartphone. The main menu offers your contacts, which is all standard Series 40 and can be synced with OV, your music player. When you play a song, you can see there's a very simple visualization of the album art, and it's a pretty pleasing interface, though it won't blow your socks off. Music can play in the background, which is standard for Series 40. As far as the radio goes, you do need to have your headphones plugged in for that to work. We'll take a closer look at internet later, but this is the key functionality. And messaging again is pretty standard for Series 40, with OV chat as well. As far as photos goes, it gives you access to your camera, your videos, and your video camera, as well as your photos and videos. Taking a look at the photos, they're displayed in a grid system, as you can see, which is very nice and simple. No pinch to zoom, so you'll be accessing everything with a magnifying glass. And once you zoom in, everything renders pretty quickly, so we haven't really got too much to complain about. As far as the camera itself goes, the features are pretty basic. There is access to the flash on board, and there are a range of settings that you can adjust, though with no autofocus you can take for granted that this isn't really a camera phone, and if you are looking for something with a much better camera, you may want to consider a higher end model. As far as videos go, the 2.4-inch screen isn't ideal for video playback, however for short clips and half-hour videos it works pretty well. You can view videos in full screen as well, which is great, and the standard video playback format is going to be your MP4 format. Video shoots at a resolution of 640 by 480, and photos and videos look pretty good in decent lighting for objects beyond 1.5 meters away. And the LED flash, however, will make them look a little bit washed out and dull, so bear that in mind. Other settings are pretty standard for the phone, with, like we mentioned earlier, no curveballs your way as far as the core Series 40 UI goes, and you can download various Java apps through the OV store, which can be accessed in the app section, as can your various other features like voice recorder, calendar, to-do list, stopwatch notes, and countdown timer, etc. The extra features can be accessed in the extra settings, where you can also access your microSD card in a file explorer type interface, which is really cool. As you can see, ours had some games preloaded on board, and there was nothing else really to stand out about the device beyond other Series 40 phones. Taking a look at the internet, however, will quickly show you the standard Series 40 browser's performance. While pages are loading, it's extremely difficult to work your way around them, as everything is extremely jerky. Nevertheless, with good connectivity options on board such as Wi-Fi and 3G, pages shouldn't take too long to load, and the PhoneArena website should be up pretty soon. Once it is, you'll see that any zooming will be done in the same way as the photo zooming with a magnifying glass, and this is pretty unintuitive and can take a long time to do, which is a shame. In turn, the Series 40 browser is probably the biggest letdown on the Nokia C3 Touch and Type, which for everything else is a pretty great phone. Fortunately, however, Nokia do bundle in Opera on board and save you from having to download it separately. They even put it in the go-to menu to make it even more accessible, which is great to see. To wrap up, as far as the interface of the Nokia C6-01 or Touch and Type goes, we'd safely say it's one of our favourite Touch and Type handsets. It is our favourite Touch and Type handsets, and definitely one of our favourite feature phones out there. To wrap up, we're really happy with the Nokia C3 Touch and Type. It performs very well for a feature phone, offering absolutely fantastic build quality, which is a real testament to Nokia's ability to make great hardware, and the UI is pretty good considering it's not a smartphone. In addition, while the camera isn't fantastic, it'll be good enough for most day-to-day snaps, though it doesn't have autofocus, and the connectivity options, like we mentioned earlier, are pretty good with Wi-Fi, though no GPS is the only major omission we can think of. In turn, for a cool feature phone, which is probably one of the best out there, this comes highly recommended. Alternatively, if you're not too fussed about the stainless steel body and want something a little bit cheaper, you can consider the X3 Touch and Type. Otherwise, you may want to go the other way to a smartphone with the Nokia C6 or C7 if you want a smartphone with a touchscreen with a Nokia UI, Symbian, or go for an Android device. If you're looking for one of the lower end ones, you can consider the HTC Wildfire or the Xperia X10 Mini. Thanks for watching PhoneArena. This has been a video review of the Nokia C3 Touch and Type. For more on this and other handsets, please visit www.phonearena.com.